Simply unbelievable that such an operation exists. Taking advantage of a moment when no one is paying attention to these freshly made aluminum ingots, the master lifts each one, which has been baked at high temperatures, onto the machine and starts the rolling process. From the size and thickness of the ingots, it is clear that the master is about to create something extraordinary. As the rolling process continues, making the ingots thinner and larger in surface area, their strength and toughness are also enhanced. Gradually, they change from circular to oval aluminum plates. But this is just the first step. Next, the master changes the direction of these aluminum plates and performs a second rolling, gradually pressing them from an oval shape back into a circular one. Although it's a workshop, it is well equipped with all the necessary machinery, far ahead of other workshops, having already entered the Industrial 1.0 era. After pressing all the aluminum ingots into circular plates, to make their shapes more regular and smooth, they need to be placed in a shear machine to cut them into precise circles, preparing the material for the next step. So, can anyone guess what they are making by now? After all the trimming is completed, they place each round aluminum plate into a press mold. Using the raised part of the mold to press the aluminum plate, it gradually conforms to the concave mold below. After this process is completed and the mold is raised, it can be seen that the aluminum plate has turned into a structure resembling a cookware. But this is just the basic part of the item. Next, to make the edge of the aluminum pot smoother and rounder, the master needs to place it on a lathe to machine the edge of the pot, removing the burrs formed during the pressing process. After the machining is finished, another important component of the item can be made. The material for this is the trimmed offcuts. These offcuts are placed in a furnace to be melted down and reused. No scrap can successfully leave the workshop. Once the waste is melted into aluminum liquid, it is poured into a mold that has already started spinning at high speed. After this casting process is completed, after opening the cover and manually braking to wait for the machine to completely stop, the molds on both sides are removed, revealing an aluminum object resembling the opening of a supersized soda can. This opening is designed to connect with the previously made aluminum pot, serving as a fixture to form a complete unit. The master first aligns the two parts together, then uses a welding torch to melt aluminum strips and weld the connection point. With the master's skilled craftsmanship, the welding is completed and cooled with water. To make the weld seam more aesthetically pleasing and seamless, the raised weld seam is then hammered flat, creating a smooth, continuous surface. Hammering is just the first step in this process. Next, the master secures the item on a machine, activates it to rotate the aluminum pot, and uses sandpaper to meticulously polish and finish the surface. By this point, you should be able to tell what they are making. Yes, it's a locally crafted aluminum pot. Its size and appearance are quite distinctive, and the materials and workmanship are exceptionally solid. After smoothing and polishing the surface, there's still one final, crucial step to complete the product: uniformly hammering the entire pot to create a textured effect with the hammer marks. Once this hammering is done, the aluminum pot is fully finished. You can't help but admire the master's exquisite skills and brilliant creativity. So, based on this method of crafting, how would you rate this aluminum pot?